salvation is of the Jews. When Jesus came, in fact, he customized his operation within the boundaries of the Jews. The Canaanite woman came for healing of the daughter. He said, no, this thing you're asking for, it is the bread of the children. It shall not be taken and be given to dogs. So all of us were classified as dogs. He came to his own. He called the Jews his own. They rejected him. Then he now used that opportunity to offer himself to us. And that was how we that were wide, brand olive was cut off and was grafted into the good olive. We were wide before. So I told you that that event that took place in Israel affected the whole world. Revival as we know it today and the successive move of the Spirit that has been experienced on earth first took place in Israel. It was an event that took place in Israel. If the Holy Ghost had happened today, how it would appear in the news may be an unprecedented event as the Jews mark their Pentecostal feast of the Pentecost. And you that is in Nigeria will not know that that thing has something to do with you. But that thing that happened there was something that God was going to use to change the world. And the world has not remained the same since that event that took place in the Acts chapter 2. It was a Jewish experience. And it happens to be that the whole world, for some divine reasons, were gathered in Israel at that time. And they were celebrating the feast of the Pentecost naturally while God was invading 120 men that were praying in the upper room. The Bible is a Jewish document. This Bible you're carrying, the real understanding of the Bible must be in Jewish context. The Bible was written basically about Jews from the time that Abraham, that's when Nimrod's civilization was destroyed, and God began to speak about Abraham in that ending part of course, Genesis chapter 11. If you now go to Genesis chapter 12, Abraham was introduced into the equation. From that time till the end of the Bible, the greater portion of it was dedicated to the Jews. And as a matter of fact, all the people that wrote it were Jews. From Moses that saw Genesis till Deuteronomy was a Jewish man. And every other thing that happened was how the world related with the Jews and how the Jews related with God and God with the Jews and how God related with the world based on how they related with the Jews. So the Bible was basically a Jewish document. And then how does it concern you? I told you that after God called Abraham, the pattern for which God is going to relate with a man is based on how that man relates with God in line with patterns God has given to Abraham. The 10 Commandments was not written to Nigerians when it was first written. It was read to Israelites who were on their way from Egypt to Promised Land. That you call it 10 Commandments now. Thou shalt not make another God beside him, right? Thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt not use the name of the Lord in vain. Thou shalt not. All those things, it was actually first written to the Jews. God expected that everybody should obey the instruction he gave to the Jews, because remember that the God now you are serving is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Who is Abraham? Abraham is the father of what? The Jewish people. He is the first Jew. And so if you say you are serving the God of Abraham, you must learn, how did Abraham serve God? How did God relate with Abraham? You must learn a little about that. And I showed you that Abraham had faith, and God accredited that his faith to him as what? Righteousness. The same way your faith today is being accredited to you as righteousness. Because there's a righteousness that comes by faith, which is a gift from God. You should never see an event in Israel going on and say it's about them. It's not about them. That is divine timing. If you look at Israel, you will know that divine clock is.